In the grand cosmic ballet of the Milky Way, where stars are born and die in the blink of a galactic eye, a most unexpected player has taken center stage. Humanity, once confined to a pale blue dot in an unremarkable spiral arm, has become the subject of fascination, fear, and ultimately, hope for countless alien civilizations. This is the tale of how a species on the brink of self-destruction became the linchpin of galactic peace and prosperity. For time immemorial, the Galactic Council had stood as the pinnacle of advanced civilization in the known universe. Comprised of the 5 most enlightened races, the Council had long established a system of order and progress that had guided the development of countless species across the stars. The Xylons, with their intricate neural networks and unparalleled computational abilities, managed the intricate web of intergalactic commerce. The Quasar, a species of natural empaths, served as the galaxy's premier diplomats. The Nexus, with their insatiable curiosity, pushed the boundaries of science ever further. The Vortex, existing partially in higher dimensions, mapped the cosmos with uncanny accuracy. Lastly, the Lumina, beings of pure energy, guided the spiritual and philosophical growth of emerging civilizations. This carefully balanced system had persisted for eons, each race filling a crucial niche and grand cosmic ecosystem. New species were typically guided into supporting roles, slowly integrating into galactic society over centuries. It was a system that had brought unprecedented peace and prosperity to a significant portion of the Milky Way. It was barely 2 centuries ago when humanity stumbled onto this cosmic stage, their primitive radio signals rippling out into the void and catching the attention of the Galactic Council. At first, the discovery was met with mild curiosity. However, as the Council began to study this blue-green world called Earth, they found themselves both fascinated and alarmed. Humanity, it seemed, defied all expectations and categories. The Xylons' economic models struggled to predict human market behaviors. The Quasar found themselves at a loss, confronted with a species capable of both great empathy and shocking cruelty. The Nexus were both thrilled and terrified by human scientific progress, which seemed to leap forward in bounds and spurts. The Vortex, for the first time in recorded history, reported difficulty in mapping a species' future trajectories. The Lumina sensed in humans a spiritual depth that rivaled their own, yet were perplexed by humanity's capacity for atrocities in the name of those same beliefs. For decades, the Galactic Council debated on how to proceed with Earth. The established protocols for integrating new species seemed woefully inadequate for dealing with humanity. Some argued for isolation, fearing that human unpredictability could destabilize the carefully balanced galactic order. Others pushed for immediate integration, hoping that exposure to advanced civilizations would temper humanity's more volatile tendencies. The debate might have continued indefinitely if not for an unexpected threat that emerged from the depths of space. The Creelth, a warlike species from the galactic fringe, launched a devastating assault on Council space. Their biomechanical war machines cut through defense systems that had been thought impregnable. Worlds that had known peace for millennia found themselves under siege. The established races, long accustomed to peace and cooperation, found themselves woefully unprepared for all-out war. As world after world fell to the Krell advance, the Council found itself facing an unprecedented crisis. For the first time in living memory, the very existence of their galactic civilization was at stake. It was in this darkest hour that the Lumina proposed a radical solution: turn to the humans. The proposal was met with shock and disbelief. Humans were untested, their technology primitive by galactic standards. How could they possibly stand against a threat that had the entire Council on the brink of defeat? But as the Krell pushed ever closer to the core worlds, desperation overcame caution. A delegation was dispatched to Earth, making official first contact and presenting humanity with both the grave threat and the opportunity to prove themselves on a galactic stage. The response from Earth was not unanimous, but a coalition of Earth's most powerful nations agreed to commit their military forces to the defense of the galaxy. What followed would be remembered in galactic history as the human intervention. Earth's combined military forces, though small by galactic standards, brought with them something the Krell had never encountered: tactical unpredictability and a fierce tenacity bordering on the suicidal. Human weapons, hastily adapted to space warfare with the help of Council technology, proved surprisingly effective against Krell defenses. Human battle strategies, honed by millennia of conflict on Earth, caught the Krell off guard. Where the Council races sought to minimize casualties, humans were willing to take huge risks for decisive victories. The tide of war began to turn. Human forces, bolstered by Council technology and resources, pushed the Krell back from the core worlds. The invaders, for the first time, found themselves on the defensive against an enemy they couldn't predict or outsmart. The defining moment of the war came at the Battle of Nexus Prime, the chief scientific hub of the Nexus race. A combined Earth fleet, led by Admiral Yuki Tanaka, arrived just as the Krell began their assault. Tanaka employed a strategy that seemed suicidal at first glance, using the gravity well of Nexus Prime's largest moon to slingshot the bulk of her forces around the celestial body at unprecedented speeds. This unorthodox approach allowed the human ships to strike the Krell from behind, catching them in a deadly crossfire. The battle lasted for 3 days, with casualties mounting on both sides. But in the end, it was the Krell who broke first. Their methodical, hive-mind approach to warfare couldn't adapt quickly enough to the constantly shifting human tactics. As their fleet fell into disarray, Tanaka pressed the advantage, pushing until the alien forces fled the system entirely. The victory at Nexus Prime broke the back of the Krell invasion. Over the next year, combined human and Council forces liberated occupied worlds and pushed the invaders back to their home systems. The war that had nearly ended galactic civilization concluded not with the expected whimper, but with a decisive bang. As the dust of war settled, the galaxy found itself in uncharted territory. Humanity, in the span of a few short years, had risen from an unknown species to the saviors of galactic civilization. The question now was, what to do with these unpredictable, militant, yet undeniably effective newcomers? It was the Lumina who once again provided a solution that would reshape galactic society. Their proposal was as elegant as it was revolutionary: the Cosmic Custodian Initiative. Instead of concentrating human populations in a single sector of space, as was standard practice for emerging races, humanity would be dispersed across the galaxy. Small settlements of humans would be established on thousands of worlds, never more than a few thousand individuals on any given planet. These communities would serve a dual purpose. First, they would act as rapid response units, ready to defend nearby systems from external threats or internal strife. Second, these settlements would serve as cultural exchange centers, creating unique hybrid societies that would enrich the galactic community as a whole. The proposal was not without its critics. Many species feared the day when humans might turn their martial prowess against the very civilization they had saved. Others argued that spreading a young race so thin would stunt their cultural and technological growth. But in the end, the memory of the Krell threat and humanity's pivotal role in defeating it won out. The Cosmic Custodian Initiative was approved, and the integration of humanity into the galactic community began in earnest. As centuries passed, the impact of the Cosmic Custodian Initiative became clear. Human settlements evolved into unique cultural melting pots, places where species from across the cosmos could experience the blend of human creativity, resilience, and adaptability. On countless worlds, humans worked alongside native species to solve local problems, introducing new ideas and adapting to challenges in ways that continually surprised their galactic neighbors. The humans themselves evolved, both culturally and over many generations, physically. populations adapted to their new environments, developing unique traits that reflected their adopted homes. Yet somehow, a core of humanity remained, a resilience and adaptability that seemed to only grow stronger with each passing century. Today, 1,000 years after the Krelth War, the galaxy stands united as never before. The threat of large-scale conflict is deterred by the knowledge that at a moment's notice, human defenders can be rallied from nearby worlds. These same human outposts serve as bridges between cultures, fostering understanding and cooperation in ways the original Galactic Council could never have imagined. The Council itself has evolved. While the original 5 races still maintain their primary roles, human representatives now sit on advisory boards for each council member. Their unique perspectives and problem-solving abilities have become an integral part of galactic governance. The Xylons have incorporated human economic theories. The Quasar employ human negotiators. The Nexus have embraced human scientific methodologies. The Vortex work closely with human explorers. And the Lumina have found in humanity a species that challenges and expands their own understanding of spirituality and philosophy. As the galaxy looks to the future, questions still remain. The Krelth, while defeated, were not destroyed. They lurk at the edges of known space, a reminder of the threats that may still exist in the universe. There are also concerns about humanity's own evolution. As they spread across the stars, adapting to new worlds and new challenges, will they remain the cosmic custodians, or will they seek a larger role in galactic affairs? Yet for all these concerns, the prevailing mood across the galaxy is one of optimism. The introduction of humanity into the galactic community has brought a dynamism and vitality that had been lacking for millennia. Ancient civilizations have been rejuvenated, stagnant cultures revitalized. In the end, humanity found its place among the stars, not as conquerors or subjects, but as guardians and catalysts. The species that once teetered on the edge of self-destruction now stands as the unlikely linchpin holding galactic civilization together. As new challenges emerge and the cosmos continues to reveal its mysteries, the galaxy faces the future with a unity and purpose it has never known before. The great cosmic experiment continues, and the galaxy watches with bated breath to see what these unpredictable custodians will do next. For in the story of humanity's rise from an isolated world to a cornerstone of galactic society, all species see a reflection of their own potential. And in that reflection, they find hope for a future brighter than any could have imagined.